Hey, APs, hey, neighbors. It's your girl, Katrina Nickhol. Listen, hold on. There we go. If you can hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, go ahead and drop some dollar signs in the chat. Go ahead and make sure you say hello when you come up in the room. Y'all already know what to do. But welcome. Hey, Tiffany, 2 times in a day. Listen, I get excited when I see your name because you be out here in these streets working, honey. Yes, welcome. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, Shantae. Hey, June. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, everybody. So you guys are coming on in. Y'all, I'm super excited about tonight. Uh, it's going to be so good. So good. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Nicole. Kizzy. Y'all, do y'all know we like legit family now? Because some of y'all are new to us. We just started hanging out over this challenge. But y'all know y'all family now, right? Like we hang together 2 times a day for the next 10 days. Listen, we family. Y'all stuck with me, okay? Hey, Ashley, that's my girl. Hey, Regina. My AP is on here. Hey, AP. Clinton. Look, we always got us a few good men in the room, okay? But welcome, everybody. Welcome. So if this is your very first time joining and seeing me live, I'm your girl, Katrina Nickhol. I'm your accountability partner here. I am business consultant. So either you are AP of mine or you're a neighbor. And I know for some of you are like, what is that? What does that mean? Well, an AP is an accountability partner. So I have a community where we hold each other accountable. We pray for each other. We support each other. We love each other. And sometimes we have to hold each other's hand as we navigate this journey, right? So on one side, we APs. Now on the other side, guess what? We're neighbors because I have another community where it's all about business coaching. It's all about pouring into entrepreneurs and helping them bring their God ideas and their visions to life. Okay. So that's what we do on that side. However, over the last week, God laid it on my heart to share with you guys something that was totally unorthodox, something that I didn't even think I was doing. And furthermore, y'all know, if y'all have been following me or been connected with me for years, y'all know I don't talk about this type of stuff. I do talk about business, but I'm not running no business challenges on marketing. I am not your marketing guru, right? And so the last week and a half or so, God, he basically released me to hold and create this challenge. So as of last week, none of this existed, right? None of this existed, but now it does. And now we have just some amazing people who are here with us, who are online with us, and who is learning. Because at the same time, you guys, you are blessing my life too, okay? So if you have enjoyed the Never Give Up 10-day marketing challenge, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. All right. And if you have an AP or if you have a neighbor and you don't see them on, go ahead and tag them. Tell them we are live. Go ahead and send them a message because they don't want to miss this today. Okay. And again, for those of you who are new and you're not sure what's going on, again, we started something called the Never Give Up 10-day marketing challenge. And simply because we saw so many entrepreneurs out here struggling, not only spiritually, but also mentally. And a lot of them was ready to give up on their dreams, ready to throw in the towels on their business. They ready to throw a towel in, y'all. But I saw a lot of people just mentally drained, right? Because if you're a man or woman of purpose, when you're not in alignment and when things are not working, but also on top of that, you don't have the funds and you can't take care of your family. You can't take care of your family. That's a whole entire situation, right? And it can weigh on you. It can weigh on you heavily. Regina say, ma'am, I need you to stop saying that you are a guru. Well, I appreciate that, Miss Regina. I appreciate that. But I'm gonna tell y'all why I say I'm not a guru, okay? Because today I have a guru that's on the line. I have someone who will be getting me together when I'm not together, okay? When I am feeling the way y'all be feeling, when I am like all over the place and I'm foggy and I just need a pep talk and somebody just to get me straight, I am about to share a person with y'all tonight that does that for me. Y'all, I'm sharing my people, my favorite people with y'all. So y'all got to believe and know that y'all are special. I want y'all to type in the chat, I'm special. I'm special because y'all got to be special because some of y'all have been close to me. Y'all never met this person day in your life. So y'all got to be real special. I'm bringing my people that I hold beloved to my heart to share them with you guys. But that's how serious it is, though. That's how serious it is. and I cannot wait for you to meet this person. All right. So if you are ready, I want y'all to type ready in the chat. I want y'all to type ready in the chat. Yes, come on, come on. And if you're watching this in the replay, we talking to you too. All our replay viewers, make sure that you're typing ready as well. Y'all know we engage whether we live or not, okay? So this person, you guys, again, y'all already seen the name. Y'all seen the Cliff Note version of who he is when I shared it with you guys earlier. But this individual has been in the game for a long time. He is a veteran, over 31 years. So if anybody knows what they're talking about, and if anybody's a guru, he is. But he is so special to me, you guys, because when I first started pivoting in my business, when I first started really developing a different mindset to move forward or to move to another level in my business, he was the one that held my hand with that. He was my accountability partner. He was the individual that was like, hey, you can't be thinking about it like that, sis. You're not on that level anymore. It's time for you to level up. And so he is the one that gave me that pep talk. And I just talked to him again, a week or two ago, and our conversation was short, but just in that short period of time, he don't know it, I had to check myself. I ended up checking myself just from that phone call. But that is typically how our conversation goes. He forces me to think better, to do better, and just want more. And I'm so excited to have him on here today. He has, again, been in business 30 years. He runs several businesses. They call him the profit guru, okay? Listen, he's all about profit. If it ain't making money, it's not making sense. So that means he knows how to market from the left to the right, to the north to the south, the east and the west, okay? And he has been connected, been on stages with, and are friends with some of the people that y'all probably have on y'all vision board. Yep, that's who we get to bring to the stage today. And so I just want to bring to the stage my friend, my mentor and accountability partner, Mr. Antonio Thornton. Let's see if we can get him on the stage. The profit engineer. Did your camera go out again? Let's see if we can get him on, you guys. Yes, you especially, y'all ready, y'all ready. All right, so we're gonna pause for a second. I'm not sure what's going on. It is all good, but when he comes back, we'll go ahead and get him. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Antonio, we got you on now. Let's see. All right, I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, type a number 1 in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Type a number 1
right.
in.
Can you hear me?
Yes, there we go.
All right. So here we go. Technical difficulties, right? So when you're doing stuff live, stuff happens. So this is a great lesson. My $1,000 camera just went out.
Wow.
So I'm using the camera right now, but that's a great lesson, guys. And here's one of the things people always say, oh my gosh, I just don't want stuff to go wrong. Guess what? It does. So you just have to keep rolling. So here I am. Let's go.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm so
glad. Listen, Antonio, you're one of those stories, like when I share a lot of stories with my community, but one of those stories, I always remember when I was building at one point, we came from one of our masterminds, and I was like, I just don't know what to do. I'm like going crazy. I'm like, this is all new. It's so much. Oh God, y'all, I was freaking out because I just wasn't used to all the moving parts. And I was like having meetings with my team, and he was like, what did you and your team meet about? And I was like, I don't remember. That's how foggy it was, you guys. I would come out of an hour-long team meeting with my team and get on the phone with him, and he'd say, what y'all working on? What they doing? And I'm like, honestly, Antonio, I don't know what they're doing. And he was like, well, if they're not selling nothing, they ain't doing nothing. And I was like, oh my God. But anyway, thank you again for joining us today.
Well, it's my pleasure and an honor to be here. You're one of those people who say, hey, can you show up? I will show up. So I came here, technical difficulties and all. So I'm always going to be here for you and your people, for sure.
Thank you. I love it. So can we give him some love in the chat, you guys? Can we just show him a little bit of love today? Because again, I've watched these individuals work with some huge names, and they drop everything for us, and I'm just grateful. I'm legit grateful, and that's God showing his love for us, and I appreciate it so much. Now, Antonio, what we're talking about today is well, our goal for this 10-day marketing challenge is to help them with understanding different ways to market their business properly. And so what I wanted to know, and I wanted you guys to come on and share some things that you wish you would have knew about marketing back then when you first started. I know you started 31 years ago, but you had to be doing something right because you was making $1,200 in middle school selling candy, you know. So I knew you had to know a little bit of something then, right? But if you had to do it all over again, like how would you do it and what that actually looks like? So that's what I want to talk about today, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So this is a great question. You know, what would I tell my younger self if I had a chance to go back and say, hey, here's the most important thing you need to know. And I really took some time to really think about what that is. And I kind of knew off the top of my head, but I said, well, let me just make sure. And it really, I got confirmation that this is what I really needed to share with you guys. So first of all, before I jump into it, I want to say this. This is a no Netflix zone. All right. Here's what I mean. I don't want you guys sitting back like this, watching it like you're watching Netflix. You need to have out your pen. You need to have out a notepad and be taking notes. Okay. Because what I'm going to be sharing with you guys is going to change your life. It's going to change your business forever. All right. And what I got to tell you that this stuff doesn't work on its own. All right. You got to put this stuff into action. So I want to encourage you guys to write this stuff down so that you can make sure that you are doing what you need for your life. So
y'all ready? Type ready in the chat if you ready.
there you go. All right. Definitely want to see some readies in there so we can get going. All right. So let me share this one thing with one of my mentors shared with me. He said, your life will not change when you know what to do. Your life will change when you do what you know. So when you write this stuff down, I want you to write down, how can you apply this to your business? How can you apply this to what you're trying to do to actually do the thing to get the results? Because you won't get the results on their own. You got to go out and do the stuff. And I hear you guys got accountability partners. That's fantastic. So what I want you guys to do is to get your accountability partners to hold you accountable to what I'm about to share with you guys today. So let's get going. So if you're typing, get ready to type. If you're writing down, get ready to write down. So this is what I want you guys to write down. Websites. All right, write down websites. I want you to write down reading books. Okay, reading books. I want you to write this down. Writing books. Writing books. Write down creating products. Creating products. All right. I want you to write this down. Watching webinars. Watching webinars. I'm going too fast. Just let me know. Next one. Customer service. Customer service. Here's the next one. Meetings. Meetings. All right. Now, I want you to look over that list. This is what I want you to do. I want you to draw a circle around that. Okay. You're just going to draw a circle around that. If you guys are typing, just follow along. But if you're writing it down, draw a circle around it. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to put a big X over all of those things you just wrote down.
Wait a minute. Wait, I want to make sure we got them too. Hold on. So we got websites, reading, webinars, customer service, meetings, reading books, writing books. What I'm missing?
Well, I can give you some more. Creating products, right?
Creating
That's
products.
another.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely. So now that you guys have all that written down, here's what I want you to do. Like I said, draw a circle around it. Then I want you to write a big X over all of them. A big X. Bam, bam. And here's why. None of those things make you money. None of those things make you money. Can I say that one more time for the people in the back? None of those things make you money. And I'm about to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. Not even delivering your product or service makes you money. Like, wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute, Antonio. What are you talking about? Here we go. There's only one thing in business that makes money. Only one thing. And this is what I want you guys to write down. There's only one thing that makes money in business. Now, before I tell you that, I've got to give you a slight warning. All right. Steve Jobs had a quote, and I think he said, simple can be more difficult than complex. Simple can be more difficult than complex. What I'm going to share with you is an insanely simple concept. And the reason why I'm giving you this warning is because sometimes we overlook simplicity looking for complexity. We overlook simplicity looking for complexity. And we ignore the things that are simple. But this one thing will absolutely positively change your business and change your life. So, as I said, there is only one thing that makes you money in business. And this is that thing. Getting an offer in front of people. Let me say that again. Getting an offer in front of people. Now, fundamentally, that breaks down to one thing, and that's sales. So why don't I just say sales? Well, the reason why I don't say sales is you cannot directly control sales. But what you can do is you can control how many offers you get in front of people. You can control how many people you get those offers in front of. That is the thing that you can control. People say, well, Antonio, you said writing books doesn't make money. I know authors that are making really good money. Well, is it the writing of the books that makes the money, or is it the selling of the books that makes the money? Getting an offer in front of people. I like to call it RGA, revenue generating activities. And the reason why I put so much emphasis on this is because entrepreneurs will busy themselves to broke. They will busy themselves to broke. They'll wake up at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, do your spiritual work, maybe your exercise, and do all your things. And then all throughout the day, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Oh, I got to watch this webinar at 2 o'clock about how to this and that. I've got to write this thing over here. I got to create this blog post. I got to write this article about this. I got to stuff. And then by the end of the day, no money's come in. Why? Because they're doing non-revenue generating activities. And here's the kicker. Doing more of non-revenue generating activities does not generate revenue magically. It doesn't. And the reason why this is so important, this reason why this is so valuable, is because you will find yourself getting burned out, getting frustrated, ready to quit, ready to hang it up, because you're saying, I'm doing all this stuff all day. Because trust me, I was there working 14, 16 hours a day. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, how many offers did I get in front of people today? And I don't mean putting just some little post on your social media. I'm talking about getting an offer in front of people in a meaningful and deliberate way. And I got to tell you guys this. Respect to anyone else that you've heard from, any gurus that you listen to or follow. But what I can tell you is this. Nothing else matters but getting an offer in front of people. Nothing else matters in business, because there's no other thing that makes you money. You can outsource customer service. You can outsource your social media. You can outsource your article writing. You can outsource writing a book. but you have to take responsibility for getting an offer in front of people. And when I tell you this, when you shift your day from doing 8 hours a day of stuff to shifting your day to 8 hours, 6 hours, even 4 hours of getting offers in front of people, your business is going to transform like that. Overnight. So when I think about what I wish I would have known years ago, I wish I would have known that the only thing that makes money is getting an offer in front of people. Not spending 3, 4, 5 hours on Canva trying to get the perfect layout for some flyer. Spending 2, 3 hours trying to create your own logo. Trying to write the perfect blog post or the perfect social media post. Now, when I started business, there was no social media. I know I'm aging myself, but that's real talk. Social media has created more of a distraction than anything else. I think it's fantastic when you know how to use it. Unfortunately, most people don't. Fortunately, most people don't. They spend a lot of time doing all the things other than the thing that actually makes money in business. So when Katrina asked me, what are the top 3 things that I would want to share with other people, the top 3 things I wish I would have known, it's just one. Just one. Get an offer in front of people. I share with you a quote one of my mentors said. Katrina, I don't want to take up all the time here, but I'll share one of the quotes one of my mentors said a long time ago. He said, "He who has a thing to sell and whispers it into a well is not as apt to get the dollar as he who climbs a tree and hollers." Let me say that again. He who has a thing to sell and whispers it into a well is not as apt to get the dollar as he who climbs a tree and hollers. What this quote is about is getting your offer in front of people. You need to tell any and everybody who will listen about your offer, because that's the one thing that's going to transform your business forever. So I'm going to pause there. I know I've been going on for a minute.
No, we are in it. It's fun. I love it. And I'm appreciative of it because that's a whole entire thing. And so what you're doing is, again, you're giving them a different way of looking at this, because we haven't even made it to even talking about that yet, because they're trying to figure out who it is they want to serve. Like, who would they be creating an offer for, right? And we're trying to get them to stop thinking about everybody and being so broad and general. You know how you have a lot of people who say, "Hey, I just want to help people stop procrastinating and live their best life." And we like, I don't know what that means, Right. And so we're trying to get them to see who they truly are, who they truly can serve, and figure out how they can serve them. And when they can understand that, now they can come up with an offer, because a lot of them are like, "Well, what is an offer? What is an offer?" Because a lot of my people know, well, all of my people, but those that have been connected for a little while know, but there's a lot of people here that's new who don't know what an offer even is. So can you share what an offer is in your way with them today?
Absolutely. An offer is really just a solution to a problem that you get paid for. It's a solution to a problem that you get paid for. So let's take back to my very first business, if you will. When I was 13 years old, I was in middle school selling candy. Now, I had an offer. It wasn't the candy, that was my product. The offer was sugar tooth. Somebody had a sweet tooth. Somebody wanted a snack before lunch or after lunch. That was the problem that people had, hunger. I solved it through the Kit Kats, the Reese's Cups, the Snickers, the Blow Pops, Now Laters that I sold. That was the problem that I solved through those products. So when you're thinking about building a business, the question you want to ask yourself is, what problem am I solving? What problem am I solving? There's a group of people who have a problem that I can solve. And as Katrina was talking about, you want to identify a group of people instead of trying to solve it for everybody. There's a group of people who have that specific problem that you can solve in your specific way. So even if it is something about, well, I want to help people stop procrastinating, and you might say, well, everybody procrastinates. Well, do they? Not everybody procrastinates. And then you'll find that people procrastinate in different ways. Busy moms might procrastinate in a different way than entrepreneurs might. So when you understand that, again, you solve a very specific problem for a very specific group of people in a very specific way. So when you think about what your offer is, that's how you want to actually think about it. Don't think about it in terms of what product am I going to sell? What service am I going to offer? Is what problem am I going to solve? That's what your real offer is.
I love it. Do me a favor. Do you hear the tapping of the mic? I hear a mic like tapping. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's you.
When you hear tapping now?
Yeah, it's like staticking.
Let me double check. Let's see here. If I got a different audio, we got all types of stuff going on today.
Can y'all hear the static, or is it just me? Okay, I don't hear it anymore.
You don't hear it anymore?
Nope, I don't hear it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever you did worked.
Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, all right, got it. We got all types of stuff going on. Well, show must go on. So, all right, keep it moving.
Yep, I hear you. Okay, good. We got that situated. So real quick, what they said, can you share that quote one more time about the well and from the tree and yelling and all that?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That quote, I tell you, when I heard it the first time, I was like, wait, what? Can you say that again? And I ended up hooking up my answer machine. That's how long ago this was. I ended up hooking up my answer machine and getting him to say the thing again so I could record it. And I don't have the recording anymore, but I have it posted because it was so impactful for me. So here's how it goes. He who has a thing to sell, he who has a thing to sell and whispers it into a well, is not as apt to get the dollar, as he who climbs a tree and hollers. He who has a thing to sell and whispers it into a well is not as apt to get the dollar as he who climbs a tree and hollers. So whatever your offer is, you got to climb that tree and holler. Tell everybody about it. That's what is going to create the most successful business, is when everybody knows about what you do.
I love it. That was so good. And so it goes right on time, you guys, so I want to talk about real quick what was going on with me at the time. And so for me, you guys, when I connected with Antonio, I got nominated into this amazing organization, and I just never had been around so many people that have achieved so much success that was just so open and willing to help. And he was one of those individuals that from day one, he was like, whatever you need, sis, like, I got you. And it was a real thing. He was talking to me every single week and just helping me throughout my journey. But one of the things that was happening for me, in which I believe some of you are experiencing right here, right now, is that while you're being stretched, now you are getting out of your comfort zone and you're being stretched. And as you're being stretched, you still trying to operate as your old self, when now it requires a newer version of you, the version that's being prepared for the next level. And so that's what I was telling some of you today. A lot of you today are learning so much over the last 3 days. Day 3, I knew it was going to stretch you. And I was saying, hey, I don't need y'all to run. I need y'all to keep that same energy and keep dropping these receipts and dropping y'all homework and everything in the chat inside the group. But don't run just because now you're being stretched. And so for me, it wasn't that I was running from being stretched. I was foggy. I didn't know what to do because I was fighting against my own self. And one of the things he told me that always stuck to me this day, and I tell certain individuals around me, he was like, Katrina, you're graduating to the major leagues, but you still operating like you're in the minor. Y'all, when I tell you, I about fell out this chair. When I say I about fell out this chair, because I was trying to operate as my old self. I had done grown. I had done pivoted. I had things in my life going on that I never. Hey, girl. The birthday girl is back. But I had grown so much, but I was still trying to resort back to my comfort zone and go back to the old me. And you can't learn this stuff. You can't do this stuff. You can't go and start putting a lot of this stuff into action and be your old self. It doesn't work like that. And when you try to resort to that, you're going to be foggy. You're not going to be clear, and you're going to get, brought back down to earth like Antonio brought me down to earth. So, Antonio, what was your take on that when I was going through that season?
Well, the thing is that, and I want to say this to all of you who are listening, you are so blessed to have someone like Katrina who is willing to pour into you in this way. The reason why I say that is this: we cannot do it by ourselves. We have to find mentors. We have to find people who've done the thing that we're trying to do to guide us along. And that's exactly what she's doing here. So I want each and every one of you, everybody who can hear my voice right now, is you need to thank this woman. Okay, you need to thank this woman for being as open and as generous as she is. Because I was going to say, hey, you need to find a mentor, but you got it right here. You got it right here. That's exactly what you need. And the reason why I say that is this: I saw something in Katrina that she didn't see in herself. I've been in business for 31 years, and I've had one-on-one conversations with almost 15,000 business owners. So I've heard it all. I've seen it all. People from startups to people who are doing billions of dollars in sales. I've had one-on-one conversations, and I saw something in her that she didn't see in herself at the time. Right. So I was compelled to help bring that out of her. And that's exactly what she's doing with you. She's helping to bring out that amazing, that phenomenal, that outstanding person that's hiding inside of you. You got to let that person out.
Amen.
Because here's the reality of it. Who you've been in the past is what's gotten you to where you are. And that's okay. But the thing is, it's not going to be what gets you to where you're going. Einstein once said, the problems of the world cannot be solved with the same mindset that created them.
That's one of my favorite quotes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, it is. So listen, what you've been thinking, what you've been doing has gotten you to where you are. And congratulations for making it this far. But if you want to go to that next level, you got to be the next level. And that's what's coming out of this right here. She's bringing you to the next level. So you got to let her bring you along. You got to be willing to go along to let that powerful person inside of you out that's hiding behind that smaller person.
Yes. Yes. Amen. Amen. They want you to say that quote again. Look, my people love quotes. We love a good quote. So they like, say it again. Say it one time. So the way that I said it, I say it because it's one of my favorite quotes. I said, you can't solve a problem with the same mindset you used to create it.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's my way of saying it. What is your way again of saying it?
Yeah. So the problems of the world cannot be solved. The problems of the world cannot be solved with the same mind that created them. So you have to make that shift if you want to shift in your life.
That's right. That's right. That's why you have to grow. So that's why those people around me, I always tell them, y'all got to read. I give them books to read. I give them things to do because you have to grow. You have to grow. You can't stay in the same space and continue to do the same thing and you think you're going to get different results. That is not the case. So you got to allow yourself to grow. You got to allow yourself to grow. Now, because my people are very literal. So at the beginning, you was like, X out books, X out all that. You know what I'm saying? So, I want to make sure that we're clear. He's not saying that you're not going to read a book. We're talking about marketing, right? He's not telling you not to learn about a thing, right? The question was about marketing. And so when it comes to marketing, none of those things say marketing. When it comes to you making money, none of those things say making money. What he's saying, if you want to market and you want to make money right here, right now, come up with you an offer. That's what he's saying. You're not saying, no longer read no books and expand your mindset, because then that quote would be irrelevant, right? Some of you guys are stuck now because y'all won't even read a book. Y'all saying y'all don't know nothing about marketing, but you won't pick up nothing about marketing, right? So we want to make sure, I just want to make sure we were clear on that because, they'll take it literal.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up because I think that is an important point. It is definitely not to say to not do those things ever. What I do want to be very clear about is just don't confuse those things with revenue generating activities. That's the
Mhm.
reality. Do you have to create a product? Do you have to create an offer? Yes, you do. Absolutely. But don't think that creating an offer is the thing that makes you money. It's the selling of that offer. It's the getting of that offer in front of people. Because there are a lot of people right now that's got books, that's got products that are sitting on the shelves. Okay. So again, don't take it as don't do it. Just understand that they're not revenue generating activities.
There we go. And how we call it on our side, we call it IPA. It's so funny. We said yours is RGA, mine
Mhm.
is IPA. Ours is income producing activity.
There you go. Absolutely. That's the same thing. I love it.
Yeah, we
I
say
love it. Great
IPA. I
minds.
love it. I love it. I love it. So one of the things I did want to ask, thank you for sharing, and we're just about done, you guys. First of all, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat right now. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat right now while we have him on. If you have anything you want to ask Antonio outside of all the quotes he's been dropping, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. And I know a lot of times, a lot of them don't have any questions because a lot of the things we've been sharing over the last couple of days have been new. For some, they know it, but a lot of them is new. And so they're doing the work on that now. But can you tell them why it's important to, because we've been talking about finding their tribe, finding their true fans, finding, that person they're supposed to serve or to create that audience for, right? Why is it so important to niche down or find that problem that you're going to solve versus trying to solve all the problems? Like, what would that do for them if they did kept that same mindset?
Right. So one of the mantras we have in marketing is when you try to sell to everyone, you sell to no one. And the reason why that's so important is that you have to understand people are operating from a very, very limited perspective. And that perspective is their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
They have a problem. They don't look at themselves as a target market. No one walks around saying, hey, I'm a target market. What they're walking around and saying is I have specific problems, whatever those problems are. So when you are looking at creating quote unquote a target market, you have to understand that people don't see themselves that way. So you have to speak to the individual. And if you try to talk to everyone, you end up talking to no one. Let me give you a perfect example. I'm a nerd. I've always been a nerd. Love math, love science. That's just my jam. I'm very cerebral, very methodical. I'm a systems and processes guy. Here's the thing. Some people don't like that. They don't like
Mm-hmm.
that. They find it boring, find it dull. I got on a call one week with this one young lady. She had this music going at the beginning. Everybody, clap. Everybody going. I said, wow. I would never do that. Now, no disrespect to her, but see, the people who follow her
Love that.
they
That's right.
love that. And they would be bored out of their minds listening to me.
That's
Because what I'm
good.
going to do is I'm going to take your stuff and break it down into systems and processes. And for some people, that blows them away. That, oh my gosh, this is just too much. But that's my thing. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. So when you're looking at that target audience, the best way to look, the best place to look for that target audience is inside of you.
Oh, that's so good. I just told them that today.
Awesome. See, great minds. There you go. So look at yourself. Look at your personality. Look at the people you find yourself hanging out with and associating with, well, the people that you want to associate with. But look at those folks. Look at the people who you find yourself talking to on a regular basis. And if you're not clear, ask them, hey, you and I have been friends for 15 years. Why are we friends? What is it
Mm,
about me that has you to be my friend?
that's
Right?
good.
Because you have choices, right? As they say, just like the cereal, you've got choices, but you
Mhm.
choose to be my friend. Why? And then hit mute on your phone and let them talk. Get a notepad and write it down. Oh, I think it's so funny. Every time I'm down, you bring me up. You're so positive. I have challenges in my life, and if I need to talk to someone who's not gonna, I love the way you think. You'll hear that from the people around you. And when you start writing that down, you're going to start seeing themes. You're going to start seeing a pattern. And that gives you a very clear idea of who you are. And then it also helps you to identify who your tribe is, because those are going to be the same people. You want to look at your tribe just like you would your friends. You don't look at them as customers, as numbers. You want to, I always tell people this: I don't take on any client that I could not see myself hanging out with.
Oh, that's so good.
I won't do it.
Yeah, because I like my people.
Absolutely. and you have to love your people. You have to.
You do.
And it comes across because of that real genuine connection that you're going to have with the people that you're talking to, because you're being you. You're being you. You're not faking it when you're on the phones with your friends. You're not faking it. You're being who you are. Sometimes you might cuss a little bit. Okay. And if that's who you are, be who you are.
That's right. Who you are. Look, our thing is we can't be fake. They're not allowed to be fake around us. You can't be fake, you can't be phony, and you can't be trying to be perfect.
They won't allow you. And that's exactly what you want for the tribe. Because believe me when I tell you, I've done it. I've done it. I've tried to be that guy. I've tried to be this other person. People see right through it. They see right through it because you can't sustain it. I had to embrace my nerddom. I had to embrace it because this is who I am. One of my best friends that I've known for probably 21, 22 years, Devon Brown. You guys have probably seen him if you've been around the marketing space anytime, if you've seen, but this guy
Brown is that dude. That's that MC.
He is that dude. He is the #1 event MC in the world. The #1 event MC and the highest paid event MC in the world. Why? Because that dude has energy that's whoosh, and he will get in a room of thousands of people up and hype and doing the Cabbage Patch. I'm talking about that dude. He is that dude. I'm not that dude. So here's the thing, be who you are, but know who you are. And if you're not clear on who you are, ask the people around you, who are you to them? And that's going to give you the framework of your target audience.
I love that. Somebody said, what's the one thing you did to let out that powerful person on the inside of you?
Fail miserably trying to be somebody else.
That will do it.
That will do it. All right.
Will do it.
that will do it, because not only is it exhausting, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. People can, even on an unconscious level, they can detect inauthenticity. They can detect it. This is the man who I am. I've got 4 feet locks. That's just who I am. I can't hide that. I wear my dude, Bob Ross. This is who I am. I'm a nerd. And I embrace it. There are people who see, oh my God, that's Bob Ross. I love that dude. Yeah. That's my people. That is my people. I'm not a high fashion person. I'm telling you guys are going to see me anywhere with, the red bottoms and all that, because I'm not just that dude. I'm not that guy. I tried to be that guy. I'm just not that guy. So the thing for me was failing miserably at trying to be somebody I wasn't. It forced me to humble myself in a way that I had to be with who I am. I had to be with who I am. Years ago, and I'll just share this story. Years ago, I lost everything. A lot of us know about the 2007, 2008, et cetera, that crash. I lost my house, my investment properties, my cars, everything. I was homeless. When I say homeless, I was homeless. And here's the thing that I had the fortunate opportunity to have was a close friend of mine who loved me dearly. And one of the things she says, you may have lost everything you have, but you have not lost who you are.
That's so good.
So I was forced to be with the man I am. All my, the 5,000 square foot home and the luxury cars and the investment property and the travel, all that stuff went away. And I was forced to be with the man I am. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I don't share this with a lot of folks, but I had to learn to love myself.
Mm.
I was in a cafe with a friend of mine one day during that time, and she didn't know what was going on with me, but we were sitting at the table, and she grabbed both of my hands, I remember, and she pulled them close to her, and she got right in front of my face in the middle of Caribou Coffee. She says, Antonio, do you love yourself? I started crying right there in the middle of that coffee shop. Because whereas if you would have asked me that prior to the lifestyle I was living, I would have told you, yeah, I love myself. Look, I got this and I got that. See, I love my lifestyle.
Mm.
I was never taught to love myself.
That's so good.
So that question that you asked, what brought that out? That's what brought it out.
Isn't it all? I love it. I love it. I love it. Clinton said, what's an example of an offer? Great question.
So when you look at any market you're considering, that market has, that individual, whomever, that they have a problem. So when you look at solving a problem, that is your offer. Here's an example. Most entrepreneurs who've been in business 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, they find themselves hustling. They find themselves grinding, working 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours a day. They find their relationships suffering. They find their kids going astray because they're not present. They find their health declining. That's a problem. That is a problem. How do I solve it? I solve it through a program I created called Time Bank GPS. That's how I solve it. I help entrepreneurs get clear on their highest yield revenue generating activities so that they can make more money in less time.
Yeah. Did y'all hear that one-liner? Did y'all hear that one-liner? Say that one-liner again. That was their assignment today. That's what they had to do today.
So you identify your high yield revenue generating activities so you can make more money in less time. And what that does for you is that it gives you your life back. That's the problem I solve. I've saved marriages. I've even saved a person's life who was considering checking out because they were so overwhelmed. I've saved parental relationships. Yeah, I could talk about all the money I've made people all day and all night, but the thing that I'm inspired by is the fact that I've given people their lives back by showing them how to be more profitable and productive in their businesses. So now let's go back to the point that we made earlier. Mm-hmm. Am I trying to sell this to everybody? Mm-mm. No, I don't sell this to startups. I don't sell it to companies that are doing $20 million. I sell this to companies and businesses that are doing right at about $100,000 a year. Why? Because right about that time is when people start finding themselves working more and more and more and more and more, but that revenue's not going up. They hit that plateau. Mm. So I know who exactly the target market is for time banking, and that's who I sell it to. Mm. So what do? I solve a problem. So if someone would have asked me, oh, what do you do? When someone asks you, what do? You don't tell them about your service. You don't tell them about the product that you have. You tell them about the problem you solve. So when someone asks me, oh, what do? I give entrepreneurs their life back.
Come on. If y'all picking up what he's putting down, drop some dollar signs.
What?
The direct alignment of what we've been talking about the last couple of days. Come on.
So while those dollar signs are coming in, when you answer that question from the perspective of a problem that you solve, that's going to instantly draw in the right person. Because that person, that entrepreneur who's struggling, that entrepreneur who's losing, about to get divorced, that entrepreneur who's watching their kids slip away from them, they're going to say, how do you do that? because we need some of that going on right over here. How do you do that? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Now I talk about my product. So I want to be very clear about that, because it's one of the things that I find a lot of entrepreneurs will collapse into one thing and say, hey, what do you do? What's your offer? They talk about the product. No, you talk about the problem you solve. The problem you solve. So I hope that answered that question as far as what is an offer. Does that help at all?
No, that was so good. Clinton, did that help? Let us know in the chat. That
Okay.
was so good. Thank you for that, Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Monique said, what are some successful methods of getting our offers in front of people?
That was a great question that Clinton asked, and this is Monique. Great question, Monique. What are successful ways of getting offers in front of people? So let's look at the concept of getting an offer in front of people. The concept of getting an offer in front of people stems from one simple thing: one human being talking to another human being about solving that problem. That's where it stems from. And you can do that in any capacity you like. Now, when you ask what's successful, everything is successful. Everything is. And I say that with the utmost sincerity. People say, well, everything's successful. Well, how about sending direct mail? Direct mail is still successful. People don't believe me, but I can show you 1 to 7x return on investment using direct mail. People, what do you mean? Sending stuff to people in their mailbox? Yes, absolutely. Direct mail still works. Picking up the phone and calling people works. One of the reasons why network marketing companies work so well is because their entire business is based on one thing: getting an offer in front of people. What's the first thing the network marketing companies tell you to do? You guys know. Y'all know the answer to that. Type it in the chat. If any MLM or network marketing company, because all of us have probably joined one at some time or another, what's the first thing they tell you to do? Call who?
Call like your top people on your list, your family,
Your friends and family.
Boom.
That's getting an offer in front of people.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Is that successful? Yes. Will that sustain you as a business? Probably not. Probably not. But if you're just starting out, listen, your best form of advertising is this right here. This is your best form of advertising.
That was the next question. So now we're getting into Monique's question. So I mean Tamara's question. So yep.
Pick up your phone, start scrolling through. Tell everybody you know about what you do. I don't care if it's the 5th thing or the 10th thing that you've done. I know I was that dude at one time. What you got now, Antonio? What you selling now? Hey, this is just who I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur my entire lives. My entire life. This is what I'm selling. So start there. If you're starting up, doesn't cost you anything. And if the person on the phone isn't the right person for the offer that you have, ask them who is. Who do you know has this problem? And get them to get you on the phone with somebody. Believe me when I tell you, there is gold in your own phone right there. Start there. Yeah. Now, when we start talking about other activities, I've got a list this long about what you can do to get an offer in front of people. You can do Facebook ads. You can do YouTube ads. You can do organic social media. You can do direct DMs. You can, and guess what? All of it works. Yep. All of it works. Now, it's not a scenario where you just start sending DMs and then all the money start coming in. Yeah, there's some things you have to do. You maybe have to test your market. You have to test your messaging. There's some things that you have to do. But when you're really looking at anything, all of it works. All of it. And I say that because there are a lot of gurus out here and a lot of things you scroll through. You think, hey, guys, email marketing is dead. Hey, guys, webinar marketing is dead. Hey, guys, direct DMs are dead. Hey, guys. So they're telling you this other thing is dead so they can sell you their thing. But believe me when I tell you it all works. I know people who have very successful businesses sending out cold emails. Now, again, do I recommend that's where you start? No, absolutely not. But it works. So I guess the question that you want to maybe ask yourself, Monique, is like, what do I feel most comfortable doing?
There we go.
Do you feel comfortable calling your friends? Do you feel comfortable doing the DMs? Do you feel comfortable doing those? And then when we look at the paid things, do you feel comfortable spending a certain amount of money on advertising? Do you feel comfortable, getting some type of placement, those types of things? So I'm saying all that to say is not, and I like to be as concise as I possibly can, but it is a broad question, so I'm not able to answer it directly.
Right.
Because all of those things work. Webinars work, email marketing works, doing challenges work, doing free coaching sessions. I've seen a lot of people do that. They'll have a free coaching Friday. They'll get people on and do free coaching, and bam, start turning them into clients. So start looking at what's comfortable for you, because if I provided you a list, I think that list is about 370 things right now. If I provided you that list, it would be overwhelming. So just kind of think about from the few things that I share, is like, what are the things that are most likely for you to want to do?
Yeah, that was so good. If that was some good information, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat if anything he said today helped you. So Antonio, we want to hear more about what it is that you're doing. Look, what you have to offer and all of that. So we definitely want to talk about that. But I did have one other question. If you have time tonight, let me know.
Oh, listen, you got my time. I'm glad to be here, and I'm absolutely positively more than happy to help your folks. So if you guys have other questions, even if you're thinking, well, I don't want to ask this because that's a stupid question. Listen, there are no stupid questions. Please feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to help you guys in any way I can.
Yes, I love it. So they're dropping fire signs. This was extremely helpful. We sometimes can overlook the simple things. That's right. Yes, I'm so glad this is helping you guys today. I'm telling y'all, he was one of the people to get me together, okay? All the time. He would keep me all the way together. But I love that. So I just have one more question in regards to just staying. You have so many people who, I guess, would say afraid to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they almost worry about what other people think. It's like they have great products, they have great offers, but when it's time now to get in front of people, when it's time to share the story, when it's time to now jump, they are hesitant. And I believe, that's my honest opinion, that's why some of the things that they're doing is not working. It's not that they don't have a great product or a great offer, is that they won't put themselves out there enough to do it. And you may even hear them say, but I don't like to sell and I don't like sounding salesy. What would you say to someone like that?
All right. This is going to shake a lot of y'all.
Hope y'all ready. If y'all ready for what he got to say, you get ready. I want y'all to type ready in the chat.
This is going to shake some of y'all. But I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. I need you to hear the words that I'm saying. And I want you to be open to it.
Can y'all take it? Let me know. Can y'all take it? Y'all can't take it now. You can say
I can give you the watered down version if you like.
No. We don't do watered down. We ready. They ready. They dropping ready. They ready. They can take it. They can take it.
That is an arrogant question. Let you sit with it for a minute. It's an arrogant and selfish question. All right, watch me now. If you are solving a problem, hear me now. If you are solving a problem, how dare you block the blessing that you have for somebody else? Come on now, listen. How dare you block the blessing that you have for somebody else. There is somebody suffering right now, somebody struggling right now, somebody who's crying right now, somebody who's dying right now because they need what's in you. How dare you have the arrogance to say, I'm afraid of what people are going to say about me, and these people are dying out here. They're dying out here because they don't have the knowledge and the skills and the experience and the wisdom that you have and that they need. So it is an arrogant and selfish question.
Jesus.
Hear me. Think about that woman who's in that abusive relationship. She doesn't know what to do. She's afraid to go home. She's afraid to leave. She's afraid of what's going to happen with her children. She's afraid of her very life. But you've got the power. You've got the knowledge. You've got the skills, the training to give that woman the power she needs to leave that relationship. And you're afraid to get out there? How dare you? How dare you? So, for those of you who are listening to me, get present to the problem you solve and the people you solve that problem for. There are people who need your blessing. There are people who need your blessing to flow through you into them. Don't block it. Don't block them. Don't block them. If this was a gift that you were given in any way, shape, or form, it is your obligation. It is your duty. It is your duty to bestow it upon others. So get present to the problem you solve and the people you solve it for. And every single one of your fears will go away.
That's it. That's so good. That's so good. And you know how I know that's true? I know for a fact that's true, Antonio, because I would have never met you if I didn't make a decision one day that I didn't care what nobody thinks. I literally said out my mouth that I don't care what nobody thinks anymore. And I said, I am going to get out of my comfort zone. And if it's comfortable, I ain't doing it. I'm only doing the things that make me uncomfortable. Absolutely. I had made a vow, you guys. I said, I'm only going to do the things that make me uncomfortable. And because I did that, I was able to find and connect with somebody like him and a whole bunch of other people like him. And when I did, these people all start pouring into me. They start pouring into me. And so y'all wonder why I pour into y'all the way that I do? Because these people took time out of their $1 million lives. Because what y'all understand, this is their $1 million lives. Their 6 and 7 figure clients to pour into me. But key word first, key phrase, I first stopped caring. And I developed that mindset that this thing is bigger than me. And I have to do what God is telling me to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. When I started seeing what other entrepreneurs were going through, there were people getting divorced. There were people who were suffering, losing their kids. There were people whose health was declining. People ended up in a hospital from working 12, 14, 16 hours a day, having heart attacks. When I got really present to that, when I got really clear on what was going on and I had a solution, it was my duty. It was my obligation to get it out there. All that stuff that was going on in my head just went away. Think about this for a moment. You know, if you had someone suffering in some way, shape, or form that you had to face, you had to sit down in front of them, and they said to you, my life for the past 10 years has been miserable. Why didn't you put this information out before? Well, I didn't want people to think anything about me. Think about that conversation for a moment now. This person who's suffering, this person who's been struggling, who needs what you have. And they're asking you, where have you been? Where have you been when I needed you in my life? I just didn't want people to say anything about me.
The more you say it, the more it sounds even worse. Oh, I know you were dying. I know you were struggling. I know you was about to lose your marriage. I know you had a strained relationship with your kids. I know I had the solution to help you, stop, having anxiety and having panic attacks. But I was worried about what somebody else thought. So I'm sorry. I can't help you. I can't help you today.
Somebody gave me a thumbs down on YouTube. So somebody sent a bad tweet. So matter of fact, none of that even happened. I just thought it was going to happen. So when you get present to that, ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you enough that it will change your perspective on what you do. It will pull you forward. Nothing will get in your way from getting to the people who need you. Nothing will get in your way. So that's what it was for me. That's what I've seen it be for others. The simplest way to put it, and I could have said it this way, is what's your why, right? We've all heard that. What's your why? But I have to really put it in perspective, in real perspective for you, because that's exactly what's happening. See, I'm ready to jump off this call right now, start knocking on people's doors. Hey, listen, are you suffering as an entrepreneur? Listen, come get this thing, man. Stop suffering.
Yeah.
That's what'll pull you forward. That's what'll pull you through it.
That was so good. Can we drop some dollar signs in the chat? Matter of fact, drop some hand claps in the chat, because that was so, so good. And I think that's a perspective that a lot of them needed tonight. And I'm so grateful for it. So grateful for it. So thank you again for joining us tonight. Thank you for just pouring into us, because that's basically what you did. You poured into them tonight. I knew we was going to be talking about marketing, but people don't understand that this is marketing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why I wanted to have these conversations with them over these next 10 days. I think we're on day 7 tomorrow. As tomorrow, I think it's day 7. Wait, 10, 9, 8, yeah, 7. And because what society, or what it looks like on the surface, that it really is what they think it is what it's not. And I saw a lot of people suffering. I mean, when I say suffering, I mean, my heart was hurting for certain individuals. And I'm like, if they only knew this, if they only just knew this,
right.
Like tonight, if they only just knew, like, come up with an offer. Stop spending, y'all been in your office 100 hours and make a dime. You have not made a dime. Let's figure out who you're going to serve. Because what I have them doing is building a relationship. So we're using the relationship model. And so they have to pick a person, like, who do you want to build a relationship with? So when you say, I'm going to build a relationship with this one individual, which represents, of course, your audience. Now, what are you going to say to them? What is going to be your pickup line? What is going to be how you present yourself? What is going to be that offer, right? What are you doing specifically for this individual? What does that actually look like? And so that's basically what they're doing now, so that they can now figure out how to come up with what to provide or what to offer to these individuals.
Absolutely. Start with what's your passion. What is that thing that really pulls you forward? What do people call you about? When I ran a technology company years ago, all my friends used to call me, hey man, I got this computer. Can it do this and that and the other? What are the things that people call you to ask you advice for? Is it relationship advice? Is it job advice? What is it? Start looking there. That will help you find the thing that you can bring forth to solve someone else's problem. Don't get caught up in this, internet online, I made $20,000 in one day doing this, little flip the thing, that all that type of stuff. That stuff comes and goes. But people have problems. People have problems, and they will always have problems. And if you can solve those problems, the more people you solve their problems for, the more money you will make.
Yes, she said marketing is so much more than marketing. It definitely is.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
We just,
it is.
it's one of the tools. It's definitely just one of the tools. Um, so before we get off of here, can you officially tell them about some of the amazing things you have done and what you are doing? I know a lot of times y'all don't like to, talk about yourselves and things like that, but you are freaking amazing. And
Thank you. I appreciate
I want them to hear about some of the things you have built and the current thing that you are now putting out to the world, which is amazing. And I love the mission, the vision, and the purpose and the story behind how it all came to pass. So, can you share a little bit about that for us before we get off of here today?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I mentioned, I've been in business for 31 years. So I've done a lot of things, some good, some bad. And one thing I can say that was consistent across the board is I've always been good at selling stuff. So I've never been the best in the things that I've done. I've run an answering service. I've run a cabin rental company, a technology company, and I was never the best, but I was always the best at selling it. So I started a marketing company about 20 years ago, Money Mouth Marketing. And I still have that company today. But a couple of years ago, a few years ago at this point, I had this idea to support Black women businesses. I read an article that was really awe-inspiring to me and just shocking. But what I read was the Black women are the largest growing segment of entrepreneurs in the United States. And I say, wow, that's fantastic news. But when I went on to read the rest of that article, it says, but they are the lowest earning in revenue by far. The average Black woman entrepreneur earns about $24,000 per year compared to
Mhm.
143,000 of all other women-owned ethnicity businesses.
Wow.
Listen to that number, y'all. 24,000 versus 143,000. That's almost 6 times. So when I started doing my own research, I said, well, what's the issue here? Where it really is about exposure. So I decided I was going to launch this idea called Nandi's List. It was going to be the world's largest Black women-owned business directory. So I started a few years ago. Things didn't go as well as I wanted it to. So I kind of put it on the shelf. Well, I ended up getting COVID and almost died. As a result of that, we start reevaluating our lives and looking at what am I doing with my life? What do I really want to do? What legacy do I want to leave? And Nandi's List came back up for me. So I went and recruited 138 people, and we got this directory up. And today we are the world's largest directory of Black women-owned businesses. We have over 100,000 members. My goal is to get it to 250,000 members by the end of this year, 500,000 by the end of next year. Our mission is to do one thing: help 1 million Black women entrepreneurs earn at least $100,000 a year. Now, we know $100,000 a year, you're not going to be balling out of control, flying to Dubai every other weekend, but it's livable.
Yes.
$24,000 a year is not.
Yeah.
Here's the
That's
thing.
probably.
If we accomplish our mission, let me say that differently. When we accomplish our mission, we
Amen.
created $100 billion in commerce globally. That can change the trajectory of us as a people. And that's the
Right.
mission of Nandi's List. I'm extremely excited about it. I'm proud of it. It's the one thing I can say is going to be that legacy I leave once I'm gone. I want to see this thing truly change the world.
Yes. I'm super excited about 90s List, and I couldn't wait for you to share it with them. The vision, the mission, all of that is super, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And especially to have a Black man in this day and age to have our backs. I'm not saying everybody don't, but to you're actually putting your mouth and your mouth and your actions into us. And so
Right.
it's amazing. And we would love to know how we can support. We would love to know how we can sign up or whatever that may look like. So if you have anything you want to share with us, any links I could drop in the community or send out through email, we definitely would love to be able to be a part of Nandi's List.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just nandislist.com. I'll make sure to get the link over to you. But like you said, Katrina, there are a lot of people talking about it. We're doing something about it.
Yeah.
And we would love you guys' support in the process. Tell the people tell your friends, any Black woman who owns a business, she needs to be in Nandi's List. So, with that, I'm more than happy to help in any way I can. Nandi's List as an entity is more than happy to help in any way we can. But this is what I'm dedicating my life to.
Yes, awesome. Now I know you don't do social media like that. You be on social media, but you don't do social media like that. So, but we still want to know what platforms can they follow you on? Which one?
It's funny you mentioned that. So I had a conversation actually yesterday about that. It's like, Antonio, you've done all this stuff, you got all this knowledge, you need to start posting more. I said, okay, I'm gonna start posting more. So you can find me on Facebook, Antonio Thornton. That's probably going to be the place, and I'm going to put most of my stuff. I'll make sure to get it out all to the other places, but I am going to start getting more information out to the masses to help people as much as I can.
Yes, yes. Donna said, is it not like Nandie?
Nandis, Nandi's List.
Nandis. So take the E out. Everything but the E. That was right, Donna. Kimberly said, can it be 51% bulk women owned?
Yes.
Oh, you saying as far? Oh, I got what you're saying. Yes, yes, Kimberly. Yes, great question.
That's a great question.
Yep. All right. If y'all are good, type I'm good in the chat. Let us know if you were good. Was this good to you tonight? And Antonio, I know we're gonna have to bring you back. We might have to bring you to Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
We might have to bring you on stage to teach some offers. If he came down to Jacksonville to teach y'all about offers, would y'all be interested in that? Would y'all attend a session with us about some offers? Because listen, you can't be on here telling us to do offers and don't want to teach us and tell us how to do some offers. That's all I'm saying. You can't be pushing it down our throat, Antonio, and help us.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you. Absolutely.
So they say, yep, I'm in. Yes. Okay. So we'll put him on the list if we have something, you guys, because y'all know how we do. So, and offers was the thing that changed my life, you guys. Like, when I tell you, I'm just going to say this one last thing before we get off. It is so vital and so important. I remember being at an event. I believe it was it was when we was in Atlanta for Millionaire Mansion. Like for 4 days. And I was just so hyped and energized, and everybody was so helpful. I came home and tell you, feel like I could take on the world. I had to create an offer. And I was like, and I'm going to charge this, and all these people going to buy it. And I was like, and I think I had made like 15,000 in maybe like an hour or two. And I was like, oh my God, this thing works. Oh my God, right? Because I made, okay, I had a 15K week at that time or whatever the case may be. But I was like, wait a minute, I just made 15K in an hour. Like, that is different. That's a different type of money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, what about the next hour? So let me try the next hour, and then the next hour, and then let me just keep doing this thing. And so what he's saying, you guys, is important. And one of the things it is for me with you guys, I want to get most of you to that point, but y'all got to do the other work first. You can't create an offer when you don't know what you're going to create an offer or who you're going to create an offer for. You got to do that work so we can build you a solid offer, and so you can be confident enough to put it out there in front of people. Because one thing you don't want to do is come up with some mess, put it in front of people, and you don't even have the steps to solve their problem, and they want to charge back. Okay.
Right. Absolutely. And this is one of the reasons why I emphasize this in the way that I do, guys. You notice that I'm not saying, hey, go create something and then go sell it to people. No, what I'm saying is find a problem to solve. Find a problem to solve. One of the worst things you can do is spend your time, money, energy, and effort putting together a program that nobody wants. That's the worst thing you can do. That is more deflating than almost anything you can do. So find the problems you want to solve. And I'll just give you a real quick tip. There are 3 areas of life that you want to consider solving a problem. The first one is health. Anything related to health. Number 2 is wealth. Anything related to money and finances. And number 3 is love. Anything relating to relationships, emotion, etc. Those 3 areas, you can't go wrong.
That's right.
Don't go trying to come up with something that's so brand new that no one's ever done it before. Please don't do that. Not on your first offer. Find what people are already buying based on problems they have and sell that. But if you go into any one of those three areas, health, wealth, and love, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And if you got something that fits all three of them, you're doing even better. But
right.
That's a whole other thing. That's called a complex offer, but we're not going to worry about that right now. But I'm saying all that to say to you guys, think about this from the perspective of problems. From the perspective of problems. Don't sit here thinking about, what product do I want to create? What service do I want to sell? No, what problem do I want to solve?
That's good. That's good. Yes, thank you. So I know we're gonna have this replay on lock. We're gonna definitely replaying this. And thank you for pouring into them tonight. It definitely aligns with everything we've been doing and what we're saying. Also, thank you for pouring into me over the years. You are a gem, a rare gem, and I'm so grateful for you. And it was so good to see your face today.
Same here. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I got to tell you, so good. You're just such a beautiful, beautiful person inside and out. And I'm so glad that you're my friend, right? And I'm so glad that I can pour into your folks. This means the world to me. So I'm just happy to be here.
Thank you. So we're definitely gonna connect you back with the community one day soon. So you stay tuned. And
next time we'll have the technology together. You know what? Just give me 30 seconds on this. If y'all were here at the very beginning of this thing, did y'all see what happened? My $1,000 camera went out. My $300 microphone went out. This is the thing that most people are terrified of. They're afraid of it. Oh my gosh, I just don't want things to break. I don't want things, and they won't do anything.
Yeah.
But listen, guys, it's gonna happen. Okay. Yeah. Please know it's gonna happen. You just keep rolling on through it, because I knew that the people on this call needed what I had.
Come on.
Push through it. I pushed through it. Okay.
That's flying colors. You got A+++. Well, thank you again. I'll send you the link because this is on our YouTube. So I'll send you the link so you can run it back too. So they're going to be running it back. And for all of you, I will see you guys in the morning, bright early. We do our sessions at 6 a.m. in the morning. So this past day bedtime. So y'all make sure y'all get some rest tonight. Don't forget to drop your action items, AKA your homework assignments, in our group. I want to see it. I don't care. It's not supposed to be perfect. I want to see your first draft. Okay. I want to see your first draft. So again, thank you guys for joining. I love y'all, and y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.
Bye, everybody.